Today we'll be making a sunflower granny square. These squares are very versatile and can be used for any crochet project. I use these squares to make a really gorgeous sunflower cardigan, and if you're interested in that tutorial, I will link it below. For the materials, we'll be using 3 different colors of yarn to make the sunflower. I'm using this dark brown yarn, forest green, and yellow, and all of the yarn is a medium weight 4. You'll also need a 5mm crochet hook and a pair of scissors. For the first part, we'll use brown to make the center of the sunflower. To do this, we're going to hold down a tail of yarn and then wrap it around 2 fingers, then turn your fingers over and hold that strand of yarn down to create an X. Grab your crochet hook and insert it underneath the first strand on your finger, then grab the second strand underneath to create a U shape. Then insert your crochet hook underneath that strand of yarn in the back. Now we're going to pull this strand of yarn through the hole that's on our hook. Slowly remove your fingers from the hole, and this will leave you with a magic ring. To tighten the yarn around your hook, you can move your hook upwards and then pull the strand to tighten it. Now in this magic ring, we're going to do 16 double crochets. To double crochet, yarn over, insert the crochet hook into that hole and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, then yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. So that's the first one, and we'll repeat this 15 more times until we have a total of 16 double crochets. If you're unsure how to do any of these steps, or you're a complete beginner to crocheting, then I highly recommend you check out my basics video where I go over how to do some of these stitches. So go ahead and watch that and come back when you feel like you're ready. I have 1 double crochet remaining in the magic ring. After you've done 16 double crochets, go ahead and pull this strand to tighten or close the hole. So I'll leave my circle like this, and what we're going to do now is slip stitch into the second double crochet that we made, which is right here. So insert the hook and pull through both of the loops. We're finished with the brown portion of the flower, so now I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. So take your scissors and cut the yarn off. After you fasten off, for the next part, we're going to connect the yellow yarn to the circle, and the way we're going to do this is take the yellow yarn and create a slip knot. Grab your crochet hook and insert it into the first stitch right here. Pull that slip knot through. Then chain 2. For the second part of the flower, we're going to be working a puff stitch in each of these stitches that we made. So to do a puff stitch, yarn over, and I'm going to be inserting my crochet hook in that same stitch right here. Then pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Then yarn over again, and we're going to go back in the same stitch and pull up a loop. Now you should have 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, insert the crochet hook 1 last time in that stitch, and now you should have a total of 7 loops on the hook. Now we'll yarn over and pull through all 7 loops. Then chain 1, and this is what your puff stitch looks like. I'll show you again in the next stitch. So go ahead and yarn over, insert your crochet hook, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 5 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you have 7 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops. After the puff stitch, chain 1. Repeat this pattern of puff stitches in each stitch around the circle. An easy way to keep track of the number of loops in the puff stitch is to just insert your crochet hook 3 times inside of that same stitch, and you'll end up with 7 loops at the end. I've made it all the way around, and I'm going to insert one last puff stitch in the last stitch right here. Yarn over, insert the crochet hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert one more time, pull up a loop, and now we're going to pull through all the loops that are on the hook. And chain 1. Then we're going to slip stitch in between the chain space between the first 2 puff stitches. So if you open this up, this is where we're going to do our slip stitch. Insert the crochet hook in that space, and then pull through all the loops on the hook. Here's what the start of the sunflower looks like. You can see the puff stitches are forming really beautiful petals, and we're going to continue with the yellow yarn in the next round. For the next round, chain 2. For this round, we're going to be working 4 unfinished double crochets into each of the chain spaces here. So if we take a look at our first space, we're going to work our unfinished double crochets inside of that space. First, we'll yarn over, insert the crochet hook in the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. We'll yarn over again, insert the crochet hook in the space, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert the crochet hook back in the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and one more time we'll yarn over, insert the crochet hook in the chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and you should have 5 loops remaining at the end. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops on the hook. Here's the first petal, and in between the petals we'll chain 2. And we'll repeat the same thing in the next chain space, so we're going to work 4 unfinished double crochets in that space. To demonstrate again, we'll yarn over, insert the crochet hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the crochet hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the crochet hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, insert the crochet hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. At the end, you should have 5 loops remaining on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops on the hook. Chain 2, and repeat the pattern of 4 unfinished double crochets followed by a chain 2 in each chain space until the end of the round. I have one chain space remaining, so I'll go ahead and do the last 4 unfinished double crochets. After the last set, chain 2. Then we'll slip stitch into the first chain space of the round. Insert your hook there and pull through the loop that's on our hook. Now we finish making all of the petals on our sunflower, and here's what it looks like. At this point, we're going to start working the border or square around the sunflower, and to do this, we'll be connecting our green yarn. So grab your green yarn, and we're going to insert it into that first chain space. So what I'll do first is chain 1 and fasten off. Pull a loop through, then just pull that to tighten it. Now taking a tail of the green yarn, I'm going to pull it through the first chain space like this. We'll tie a knot here to secure the yarn in place. Grab your crochet hook and insert it into the chain space. Pull up a loop, then we'll chain 4. The chain 4 will count as our first treble crochet. So for this round, we're going to be making the border, and to start the border, we're going to need to make our first corner. So I'm going to do a treble crochet into that same chain space. Start by yarning over twice, insert the crochet hook into the space, pull up a loop. You should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. So that's how to do a treble crochet, and we'll repeat this again in the same space. So yarn over twice, insert your crochet hook to pull up a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. After you make 3 treble crochets, 1, 2, 3, we're going to chain 2, and we'll work 3 more treble crochets in that same chain space. So after we chain 2, I'll go back in and do another set of treble crochets. So this will be my first one. Here's the second one. And I'll do my last treble crochet. So now you should have a total of 6 treble crochets in one chain space. Now we'll move on to the next chain space, and in this chain space we're going to do 3 double crochets. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the first one, and we'll add 2 more double crochets in this space. After working the double crochets, in the next chain space we'll work 3 half double crochets. So in that space, we'll yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops on the hook, and do that 2 more times for a total of 3 half double crochets. To finish up the first edge of the square, we'll work 3 double crochets in this next chain space. Here's what the first side of the square looks like. So I've done my treble crochets, my doubles, my half doubles, and doubles. And we're just going to repeat this for each edge of the square. To start the next edge, we'll work treble crochets in the next chain space. So we'll start by yarning over twice, insert the crochet hook into the next chain space, and work 3 treble crochets followed by a chain 2 in between, and then 3 more treble crochets. So I've done 3 treble crochets, and now I'll chain 2 and work 3 more treble crochets back in that same chain space. And the chain 2 is very important because it helps form that corner edge for the square. I finished up 6 treble crochets in this corner, and in my next space I'll work 3 double crochets. In the following space we'll work 3 half double crochets. And in my third space I'll work 3 double crochets. Our second edge is complete, and we'll just keep repeating this all the way around. I'm finishing up my granny square with 3 double crochets in the last chain space. Here's what it looks like at the end. Now we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 4 we made at the beginning. To slip stitch, be sure to pick up 2 strands of yarn here. So there's the first one, and I got the second one, and now just pull through the loop that's on the hook. For the last part, we'll fasten off, chain 1, pull the yarn through, and with your scissors you can cut off the yarn. Pull it through and tighten. We finished the sunflower granny square, and it's about 5 inches wide, which is the perfect size for making things like tote bags or cardigans. If you found this tutorial helpful and want to see more granny square projects, then please leave a like, comment, and subscribe below, and let me know if you have any questions as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.